the Leadership Series Class of 2026. Wednesday, February 18th.
Welcome, everybody, to the second official class of the Leadership Series. I'm going to lose track at some point, but I think it's only is it the second class? It is.
No,
Yeah.
Third.
And then this is
Third.
technically the third if you include the retreat. First of all, before we get started, I wanted to introduce all of you to Scott Hopkins, who has been very sick for the last month. He started out doing the interview.
Let Scott say stuff. Say something, Scott.
Hello, everyone.
There we go. There we go.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott. Good to have you back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yay. He's one of the peer mentors. He's been doing the Leadership Series with us for years and years and years as a peer mentor. So he's a senior peer mentor. And he started out doing some of the interviews with you guys because he's usually at all of them, but he got sick that week and he is just now back. So it's been weeks. So we are so happy to see you, Scott.
Yep.
Yay. Awesome. All right. So before we get started, I know that we have talked about, like we just did with Marina, about lighting behind you on Zoom and how it can wash you out and make it look like you're in a witness protection program. So turn away from the light. So that's one of the Zoom tips, but we really like to share as we go along different Zoom tips, Zoom etiquette, we call it, so that when you're in a meeting on Zoom, you know how to present yourself very professionally. Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about today is what Deb's doing. See how close she is to the computer? And her face is just really like huge, right? And all we're seeing is her nose and up.
Here, wait a minute here. Can you see me now? How's that?
Yeah. Oh, we can see
my nose hairs. Ew.
How many of you can see just the forehead and half
That
the
was
eyes
way
of
too close
Keith?
for comfort.
Say something, Keith, so we can see you, Keith.
Hello.
Yes.
Does everybody see Keith's forehead? Yeah. So what we want you guys to do is look at yourself in your Zoom square. Okay. Everybody has their own square. It reminds me of Hollywood Squares. Remember that old TV game show and everybody had a square?
Favorites.
And you never saw them hanging off to the side. You always saw them right in the middle of their square, right? So that's what we want all of you guys to do is look at yourself on Zoom right now in your square. And is your head right in the middle of that square? If it's not, maybe tilt your computer up a little or down a little, or maybe you just need to kind of scooch a little bit closer or whatever you need to do. Try to get your head in the middle of that square.
Can I just say, your head should not go above the top of it. You should back out. So like Miles, you want to back out from there.
Maybe you need to back up a little bit, right? To get your
Andy's
head.
got it. Andy's backing out. That's what you do, Andy. That's perfect because you want to see your whole face. And you don't want to be back here either.
No.
Then, you want to be like, like get a little bit closer there, Eli. Like you look so tiny. You're not, are you like really that tiny? I don't think you're that tiny.
No.
He's Captain America. He's not that tiny.
I know. Yeah.
All right.
He knew anyway. He was like, I was talking, Deb. I'm getting closer.
And for instance, like Miles, you want to push away from the computer a little bit so we can see your whole face right in the middle of your square.
I think what might be happening is some people have auto focus thing turned on,
and it might
zoom
in and zoom out.
And you don't want it to do that because it'll make you nauseous.
That's a different issue.
Yeah.
Do we want to deal with that right now, or do we want to make that another time, shutting off the auto zoom?
I can show you how to shut it off, but we can do that next week. One little thing at a time. One little thing at a time. We got the backgrounds. Right. So
that's good, Miles.
There you
go.
That's good. Yeah, see how it's moving around with him? If you're at a Zoom meeting with a lot of people, you don't want to do that because it's not you. Again, it's your computer. Like it's gonna follow you. Like ooh, like Molly's perfectly framed, and she's the right distance because we see her whole face. But Molly has that Zoom thing. I'll move around a little, Molly. Go like this. See how
it
moving?
Zooms in on her? Yeah.
But if you're
Deb had that somehow it automatically turned on for you somehow.
When they
It made
updated.
Deb crazy. She's like, "Do you see what's happening to me?
You see me
Whoa,
moving? I see me moving.
It made her crazy until she shut it off.
So the other thing, Michelle, there's one other thing
yeah.
to tell people.
Yes. Yep. So we love that the people that there's two of you on the screen, how you kind of nice together and we can see both of you. What we're going to ask you to do is like, you know how like when we're taking turns talking, when it's your turn, can you turn the camera to show just one person and then turn the camera to show the other person when they're talking? And you'll see, because we're about to play a game and Deb took some screenshots of everybody and you're going to see what we mean that, you know, when you can only see a part of a person.
Yeah, like this.
It's very difficult. So these are just some Zoom etiquette things that as leaders, when you go into meetings in the future, I'm telling you, the leadership series graduates are some of the most like able people on Zoom. And you see all these professionals from these other places, and it's like they have no idea how to use Zoom. Like they're all over the place, and we're just like, you need to take the leadership series. All right, because
I must add one more thing. It's just you want to sit closer. So Alicia and Kevin, act like you like each other and sit a little bit closer because it's like you're on two parts of the universe there. Scooch, scooch. You see how Tammy and Xavier are like real? Yeah, like yeah. I mean, if you've known each other long enough, just because it's, you know.
Tammy and Xavier are related, but we get it, Alicia.
Well, Jean and Elizabeth are on each other's lap there, and they're not related.
I know, right?
So even that, Jean and Elizabeth, you want to take the top and just tilt your lap, the top of it a little bit down to take off, because you want the top of your head. You don't want half of the screen to be the top, to be empty space. So just take the top of the lap of the Chromebook, you guys. Jean, grab that top of your screen. Or Elizabeth, and just tilt it forward. You're good, Alex. There we go. Look at that. Woo!
Nice.
We are so beautiful.
Now, everybody take a look around the Zoom screen now. See how everybody's nicely centered?
Look at us.
Isn't that beautiful?
Hey.
And now we can see everybody's expressions, and so perfect.
Smile.
You guys are going to see as we go into this icebreaker game exactly what we're talking about, because some of these screenshots, it's like you're only seeing parts of people's faces or just like their forehead.
Which is fine. Yeah,
which is fine. But now
I got my snack ready for this icebreaker.
Oh, you don't have no
brought
snacks.
your snacks from the retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to eat it during while you're talking. I mean, you can have it when others are. You stay on mute, but that's a different Zoom tip.
No, just
If you don't want to talk while you're, you know.
This is during the icebreaker game when we had the break. When we had.
Oh, that's fun.
Game.
Well,
So,
you don't
as long
have
as
to
you're
eat it during
muted.
the game. Just to be clear, though, but you understand because we sent you those snacks, but you don't have to eat them during the class or during the game. Like it's actually better not to eat during the class because it's gonna. First of all, it might look like you're talking, and we're like, "Are you trying to say something?"
It's gonna
No,
throw
I'm
someone
chewing.
off. It's
What's
gonna
that?
throw
That's
them
right.
off.
That's right, Tyler. It's going
What
to throw
did you say?
somebody off.
It's gonna throw somebody off. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Big
right.
time.
All right. So
If
are
I
we
may
ready for the
add,
game?
if I may add, like, you know,
Yeah.
the benefit of being on a Zoom call is that if you're caught eating, the teacher can't take the snack away from you.
That's true.
That is true. That is
That
very
is
much
true, but we can mute you for the rest of the meeting. So-
Oh no,
Yeah.
Delete.
All right. So we're going to jump into a fun icebreaker game.
Everybody wake up and act like you're happy to be here. Here we are. La, 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 la. Remember, we said a little bit. We talk about body language. Like we'll talk about it again, but you want to know, like body language show. It's like I'm awake. I'm listening. I'm ready to go. See, we got half of your face again, Kev. You don't like Alicia, huh? Yeah.
So that's all right. Sit as close as you're comfortable.
Yeah, as close as you. Just when it's your turn, aim it towards you and or aim it to the other person. Because Kevin, I'm not putting anybody else down, but Kevin's a pretty handsome guy, so we'd like to see your whole face. I mean, I get to look at all the faces. I'm like, look at that face. Look at that face. Let's see the whole face. Yeah. Okay.
Kevin's happy today because it is Prince Spaghetti Day.
Hey!
Spaghetti.
Hey.
All right, here we go.
So this game is the same idea as last week, but I mixed it up. So you're not all going to go alphabetical. Now it's just going to go whatever face comes up first. And I'll tell you that Eli's face comes up first and my face comes up last, which means I have to go first because I'm at the end and I wouldn't have anybody to do. And
Right.
so I can show you how we play it because my face is there. So here's this game, and so in this game, if you remember, you look at the you're going to see somebody's face. This time, I blocked out the little part on the bottom that says their name. If you wrote these down, Tammy and Xavier, please don't look at the notes. Like the idea here, because most of you probably, I'm serious. Like Michelle was saying, she can't read. Did you take it? Did you take them away? Yeah. Man. So
That's awesome.
Michelle was saying she doesn't remember any of the anybody's strengths. I mean, she probably doesn't even remember her own strength. Okay, so Andy probably remembers all of them because he memorized it. They were on the class video page though. So you and we had said last week, just check it out and remember people's strengths because maybe we'll play a game. And look at that, we're playing a game. And all you have to do though, if you don't remember, because it's okay if you don't remember. I mean, we just only did it once. People didn't repeat it or anything. So raise your hand. I'm gonna ask Marina anyway. Marina, what do you do, Marina? Hey, she had a late night out dancing. She did. She's like, all right. If you can't remember when somebody's face comes up and it's your turn, right? If you don't remember what their name or their strength is, what do you do?
I ask.
Ask that, and you ask them. You don't ask me because I'm not going to tell you. So don't ask Michelle because she doesn't know. Don't ask Tyler, Xavier, and Tammy because they're going to putting their notes down so you won't see it. All right, here we go.
Just took them away from me.
I know he's a good man. I know he's on my team. All right. Do you see the You see the screen that has the game on it? Okay. Anybody who would like to just tell us what that says on the screen? Raise your hand if you'd like to read the screen for us. You can read it wrong. Miles put his hand up. What does it say there, Miles?
It says share your strength. The 2006.
Your audio kind of went out there a little bit, Miles, but I heard you say the 2026 leadership series.
Yeah, I was
leadership
talking
test?
too. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what we did, share your strengths. So last week we went around and we shared everybody's strengths. Everybody stay on mute unless it's your turn, right? Or just be really quiet. If you're in a place where it's like Miles, if you're in there by yourself and it's easier to stay unmuted, then just be quiet. Yeah. Just be quiet. Famous last words for me who can never be quiet. So share your strength. I'm going first because the first person up is, see how you can't see his name because there's gray underneath there. We grayed it out because you could read the name if you can read. And that's not fair for people who can't read. So nobody can see the name. You're just going to see the handsome face and you're going to have to remember what their strength was. This is going to be hard, huh? Yeah. I only know because I did it. I made it and I watched the video. When I edit it, I watch it like 500 times. But this is Keith. No. This is, it looks like Keith. This is Eli. And Eli said that his strengths are problem solving and planning. Ta-da! So now Eli, it's his turn for the next person that comes up. Eli is going to say, oh, and my name is Deb. I should have said, my name is Deb, and that's Eli, and his strengths are problem solving and planning. And it's always good you say your name first, so in case people can't remember who you are, you don't have to make them guess. It's always good. Just remind people what your name is if you can. If you can do it without looking up obvious. Like, my name! Don't do that. Okay, so the next person, Eli's going to go next. I'm going to put another face up, and he's going to guess who it is. Nobody else tell him. Okay, the only person who should be answering when it's his turn, if he can't remember, is who? Who should answer if he asks a question, if he's not sure who's up next? Like, here's the next person. She's not here. All right, we'll just tell you what hers is, okay? D is helping others make informed decisions. So, Eli, you're going to do the next person who is, the only person you can ask if you can't remember is who, Eli?
Xavier.
Yeah, so go for it.
So my name's Eli, and that's Xavier. Unfortunately, I don't remember what Xavier said was his strength. So, Xavier, what was your strength?
Basically, I said I'm not sure much about my strengths, as I define myself as a nerd. But to be honest, lately I've been thinking about my honesty is a good strength.
Yep, you want to use the one you used last week. That's an even better one. But the one you used last week was fun, and you said it. You said, power to the nerds is what you said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I'm a nerd, too. I don't do gaming. I used to play that sometimes, but I just play with my computers. But power to the nerds, yeah. So now it's your turn, Xavier, for the next face. And I love that Eli said he doesn't remember because most of us, honestly, mostly aren't going to remember. Okay. It's like, what? They just said it. We did a whole bunch of other things. If you watched the recording and you wrote them down, then you might remember. But, if you didn't, then you can we're just going to play the game. So the next person, Eli, so now Xavier's turn. Ready, Xavier?
Wait, that's. My name is Xavier Moore. That's Maria, but.
Yep, you're right.
Blank.
What do you do? So Xavier, don't ask your mom. Turn this just to you, Xavier. Sorry, Tammy. Let's just see Xavier. Xavier, if you can't remember her strength, she's actually the one who told you what you do. If you don't remember, what do you do? Who do you ask?
All right, Maria, what's your strength?
To be a good friend.
Yeah, that is good. Can't work together if they don't get along.
Yay! I love, and what Xavier did is that's really, really good. When you hear somebody, you reinforce what they said. What he just did is beautiful. When you just hear somebody's strength and you're like, yeah, that's a good strength. You can't work together if you don't get along. You can do something like that. You can add a little something there to it just to let them know that you heard them. Because that's what Michelle says, does this all the time when she even says she has to keep herself on mute sometimes because she responds when anybody says anything. She's always like, ooh. And then half the time I told her, I'm nice, Michelle, but your face keeps popping up. So, but you can do it when it's your turn and somebody do it just what Xavier did. Say, if you don't remember, say, I don't remember. That was perfect. All right. So Marina, it's your turn. Ready? And she knows what to do. She can't remember because she just told us. So it'll be easy for you. He looks like a bunch of other people in the class. So if you're not sure who it is, you can just say, excuse me, what's your name?
It's Keith.
Yeah.
Do you remember his strength? I'm giving you a hint.
Bowling.
So if somebody says what it is and you don't, and that's not it, what do you do, Keith? It was a good guess. It was a good guess. It was close.
No, powerlifting.
So now, Maria, you could say, that was great. That was great that she took a guess. You could say, and if it's not it, you say, oh, no, you know what? That was close, but because it's exercise thing. But Marina, now that he said powerlifting, you could say, because you did this last week, you're like, oh yeah, powerlifting. Like say it back because it helps you remember it when you say it back too. So now you say, oh, yeah, Keith. Yeah, Keith, that's Keith. He likes powerlifting. Want to try it? You try it, Marina. What is Keith like?
Powerlifting.
She does the motions, yeah. So we're not going to answer unless it's our turn. So Marina's turn, and she does the motions. The thing, Marina, I love that you have the emotions too. Just imagine that there's somebody on the screen that can't see it, and tell them what you're doing so they can hear what you're doing if they can't see it. That was great. Ready?
And I think that you were right because that was his sign, and we did do the motions with the sign. So you were on the right track, Marina.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
You don't have to take. So you guys, when it's your turn, so this is Keith's turn. If you're not sure, you don't want to take a whole bunch of time trying to just guess. Because imagine you're live in person. Again, imagine you're at the State House, okay, and you're going up to meet a legislator. And you met them before, you know their, you knew their name, and you can't remember. You don't want to stand there going like you don't want to do that. You want to be fast about it. Say, oh hi, it's so nice to meet you. I can't remember your name. What's your name again? Do it right away. Go ahead, Keith. If you can't remember, just ask her.
This is Elizabeth.
My name's Alicia.
Is it?
Did you hear her, Keith? Because she told you her name is not Elizabeth. When you hear it, say it back. Say, oh, Alicia. I'm sorry. It's Alicia.
Oh.
Say it back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your strength?
I think I said animals or animal care.
So now say it back, Keith. Say, oh, it's Alicia. Alicia, that's right. Your strength is caring for animals. Just say it back to her.
Oh, that's right. It's animals, Alicia.
Yeah, Keith. All right. Good.
Perfect.
That's all you do. See, because Keith is like, oh, here she goes. She put me on the spot again. I'm going to put all you on the spot. Don't worry. It's not just one person. It's not.
Yeah, don't worry. It's coming.
But you guys, so just for a minute, like, you're not, most of you probably don't remember the strengths. Don't feel bad. That's fine. Like this is only, like Michelle said, it's only our second real class. It's our third time meeting. And we're gonna get to know each other. Like we're gonna play a bunch of games that'll help you remember people's names and stuff. But if you don't remember, just ask. Don't sit there waiting for it to come to you and just give yourself a break. You don't have to put yourself so much pressure on you trying to remember. Just ask the person because they're right there and they'll tell you. Here comes another one.
So now it's Alicia's turn, right?
Yep.
Okay.
To answer this person, his name and his strength.
Sorry, I don't remember either one.
So ask that person, say, excuse me, I don't remember your name or your strength. Could you tell me, please? Or you can say, excuse me, I don't remember your name. What's your name? Oh, and hey, hi, name. What's your strength?
Hi, I'm sorry. Could you please tell me your name and strength?
My name is Alex, not to be confused with Alex H. And my strength is like swimming, like like for recreational.
Thank you.
Now say it back to him, Elisa. Say, well, hi, Alex. You like to swim.
That's good, Alex. You like to swim.
Yes.
Because it's like that shows this thing that we were talking about called active listening. But that's what you want to do is say it back to them to show that you've listened. All right, Alex, you're up.
This is sorry, I forgot your name. Oh, Molly. What's your strength, Molly?
Active listening.
Oh, listening.
She said active listening. She's trying to re-say it just so you know, because listening versus active listening. Active listening is what we're doing when we're practicing. We hear it, and you said it back to her too. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
Ready, Molly?
Yeah.
Active listen, being an active listener. And here's the next person.
I'm sorry. What is it?
My name is Nathan.
Your microphone isn't working, isn't picking it all up, Molly. You just said, what's your strength? Is that what you said?
Yes, I did.
Honestly, I don't remember what I said last week. Oh, technology. So I know that.
I love that you said that. I know, because you're probably all sitting there saying, I don't remember what I said. I don't know what I said. I know. I love that you said that. You don't have to remember. The answers are on the screen. But so Molly, do the feedback thing to him, Molly.
Technology. Thank you for letting me know.
Oh, see what else she did. What else did she do that we didn't really do yet? What did Molly just do? What'd she say, Alex? Or Nathan? What'd she just say to you?
Oh, sorry. She said she acknowledged it and then she said, like, thank you.
Thank you. That's a great thing to do because that really shows active listening. That really shows that you like care about what the person said, like you're thanking them for doing it. All right, Nathan, you're up.
Let's see. So if I can remember. This is Kevin. And Kevin, what's your strength?
Do you remember what you said? What you like to do, your strength?
Music.
Kevin's strength is music trivia.
Excellent. All right, Kevin, you're up. The next face coming up, if you don't remember who it is, don't ask Alicia because she's not going to tell you. You have to ask the person. You got it? You got it anyway. I know you got it. All right, here.
Do you remember her name?
What name?
Hi, Kevin. My name's Christine.
Christine.
Christine with a C?
Yes.
And what was her strength? What is she good at? You have to ask her if you don't remember.
Music.
My strength is training.
I don't think it's weight training, though.
Training people, yeah, training others. But did you guys just hear what Alicia did too at the beginning there when Christine said her name? That's another thing you can do to show people you heard it. What did she do? Anybody want to raise their hand and say what you heard her do after she heard? What did she do, Kevin? Do you remember what she did? She asked her how she. Oh yeah, he's saying it. He asked her the letter if it's spelled with a C. Yes, yes. You asked them how is that spelled with a C because some people spell it with a K. That's another way that it shows that you're acknowledging them, like saying, "Oh yeah, I hear you, I see you." But it's also shows it's a good way to remember in your brain. If you say it out loud, you say the name. Hi, nice to meet you, Christine. And oh, is that Christine with a C? Like the more times in your brain, it's the same idea as the name game, where some people have a sign and you remember their sign, helps you remember their name. Same idea. All right, Christine. Any questions so far about worrying about your turn coming up? All right, it's coming up. Don't worry. Everybody's getting a turn. Woo.
This is Alex. And Alex, I'm sorry, I don't remember your strength. Can you tell me?
Hi, Christine. That's a good question. My strength is, I think I said I'm adaptable and I can change what I do if I learn something that can make what I do better.
Excellent. Thank you, Alex. I love that you are adaptable and you can change things up when you need to.
Christine, that is awesome. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
There we go. They had a little conversation back and forth. They said each other's names back and forth. They said things about it. It's what you do, you guys. It's like how we meet new people, but it's a real leadership skill. It's a skill that shows you're like not just taking everybody for granted and you don't care who anybody else is. All right, Alex.
This is Tammy. Tammy, I can't remember what your strength was.
Hi, Alex. My strength was advocating for others.
That's a great strength. It's advocating for others. It's very kind, very warm. That's awesome.
Thank you very much, Alex. I appreciate your compliment.
Hey, see the conversation back and forth. You know what Alex also did is he put it on him, like which is just a little different. He said, "I can't remember your name or your strength." Instead of just saying, "What's your strength?" Because it just shows a little bit more of like, it's not you, it's me. Like that's always a good thing to do, of like giving the person, not making them feel bad that you can't remember their strength. Like, I don't even know who you are. So that's really cool. See all these little tips here that we're getting? Here comes another one, Tammy.
Okay. Hi, my name is Tammy, and this is Michelle. And Michelle, I believe that you said your strength was listening to others.
That's so good, Tammy. I'm so impressed. Yes, that's exactly it.
Thank you. I'm glad you're impressed because I am in my mid-50s almost. And so I'm going through something that causes brain fog and my memory is not there. And my son took my notes away.
Also, Tammy, I'm in the same position, which is why I can't remember anybody's. I am also in my mid-50s. Okay. Yeah.
I just have to tell you, it doesn't really get any better. So, you know.
Oh.
Yeah. That's great. See, you have a little laugh with your people and, you know, it's not a big scary thing. All right. Here come Michelle.
All right. Oh, hey, I know this lady. This is, hi, my name is Michelle. And this is Elizabeth. And her strength, it's not coming. I as soon as I hear it, Elizabeth, I'm going to know what it is. But can you help me? Tell me what your strength is, Elizabeth.
I'm Michelle. My strength is patience and cooking.
Oh, and cooking too. Patience and cooking. That's exactly it. Oh, I love that. That's a great combination. Thank you.
All right, Elizabeth, you're up.
Your name is Tyler. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I don't remember your strength, but I just remember you walking in the store and only that one night.
You remembered it.
I
did remember it.
Very good.
Thank
you.
you.
She remembered. Did you notice that? She asked him and she said, "Is that right?" Because she wasn't sure. You can do that too. If you say so, if you're like not sure and you think maybe that's Elizabeth.
That is true, actually.
Yeah, you do it exactly. And Tyler was he didn't say make her guess or anything. That's that's the other thing too. Because I've seen people do this where somebody asks you, where like somebody can't remember your name and you're like, oh, well, take a guess. Don't do that to people. Don't make them feel any worse than they do because they can't remember your name. But some people will do that. Be like, oh, come on, guess what it is. What do you mean you don't know me? Just tell them your name. Don't make a big deal about it. Move on to bigger things than just trying to remember it. Because the more you do that, the more you ask them again, and then you have a little conversation like you guys are doing, which is wonderful. It'll do things in your brain to help you remember it more. Mnemonics. Oh, I said it right the first time. Is that it? Is that the word? Mnemonics? Yes. Okay. Keith gives me the thumbs up. Yes, Deb. You've been saying it wrong. I just can never say it. I know. He's like, yes, Deb. All right, Tyler. Here comes yours.
I don't remember her name.
So you ask her. I say, I don't remember your name.
I don't remember your name.
It's Jean.
Jean?
Yeah.
And I kind of don't remember your strengths and stuff. It's just hard for me to remember sometimes.
What's your strength?
My strength is I like animals.
Oh, you like animals?
Yeah, but last week you told us something else. It has to do with pins and balls.
Bowling.
Tyler just was perfect though because he put it on himself too. He just said, sometimes I don't remember stuff. That's like my middle name. Like Deb doesn't remember stuff. Yeah. But that is great. That's exactly what you do. All right, Jean, here comes a face of somebody you have to remember, and if you don't remember, you ask them.
I don't know his name.
So if you don't know, so you say, I don't know your name. Talk to that person. Don't talk to us. Say, excuse me, sir. Hey, you. I don't remember your name. You don't have to call him sir, but I mean.
I don't remember your name.
Andy.
And your strength is?
Remembering things.
Remembering things. Most remembering.
That was great. A little, and she just said, and your strength is? Because I don't remember what it is. This is good, you guys. I go, Andy, you're up. He probably remembers. Here we go. So it's your turn, Andy. Remember who's. Oh, he didn't go yet. Miles, tell us what your strength is.
My strength is that I have good ideas.
That's what he said. I added him in because he sent us the answer, but he has good ideas because he watched the video and he knew what to do. All right, Andy, here's the last person, the fool. Who's that and what's her strength?
Oh, is this for me?
This is for Andy. This is for Andy. Because you weren't here last week. So
good at organizing.
Did you know my name? Did you get my name?
Yeah, Deb.
I had the thing on. It was me, not you. Yes, my name is Deb, and I'm laughing not at you. I'm laughing at me because no one who knows me would say I'm good at organizing because it's not one of my strengths. But thank you for thinking it, Andy. I love you. My strength is making stuff fun, making learning things fun. But organizing, that's Michelle. That's D. It's not me. It's Scott. It's not me. See, you guys, that's all we're doing is you all did it, and you brought out other parts of it of like, if I don't remember something, I ask the person, like Marina told us right at the beginning, Marina, that if you don't remember, you ask. And you don't want to take a lot. This is really important, though, that you don't want to take a lot of time looking at the ceiling and making these grunting sounds that people do and rolling your eyes and being like Keith is doing. Don't do that because it's not written on the ceiling. I mean, we've tried for years. The name never appears on the ceiling. And you don't want them to think you have a stomach ache when you're like, oh, it's like, okay, the bathroom's out there. You don't want that either. You just want to go to the person because we're being professional, leaders. And if you go to the State House and you can't remember the governor's name, which is fine, even though he's the governor, you still don't have to know his name because he's just another human. You just walk up to him and say, hi, my name is Deb, and I can't remember your name, Governor. What's your name again? Oh, yeah, and you're the governor. That could be the thing to remember it with.
I love how the example is always that we're going to go to the State House and meet a governor or representative.
Well, we'll meet a representative. We do meet representatives.
We're going places, okay?
And
this leadership series, we're going places. I love it.
If I can just add something to that.
Yeah.
Also, when you go into the State House, it's important to look at the legislators in their eye and shake their hand if you can.
Yeah, when you meet somebody,
what that's saying. Yeah,
you look at them. You don't look at the ceiling, and if you don't shake hands, like Molly, I bet you're not a big handshaker. Are you a big handshaker?
I can fist bump, but that's about it.
Fist. Say it again, because that's exactly what I meant. What do?
I can fist bump, but that's about it.
You fist, so that's your handshake. That's fine. That's what you say to people. You say, you know what? I don't shake hands, but I'll give you a fist bump. You do exactly that. So thank you, Molly, because that's good that we got that. That's the thing you tell people. You don't just say, oh, you can't shake my hand. And you don't go reaching for somebody's hand. If they're just sitting there and they're not putting a hand out, then you don't go reaching over and grab their hand, start pumping it up and down. Because Molly, you'd probably run them over if they tried to do that, right?
Oh, they will get a foot plate.
Oh, yeah. But you know, it's just everybody, no matter who you're meeting, you could be meeting the president, you could be meeting the Pope, you could be meeting, I don't know who, some other big person. They're just another human. So don't get overwhelmed thinking like, oh, I'm gonna beat this big movie star. Whoopee doopie. They're another person. They breathe like you do, they go to the bathroom the same as you do, they have blood in their veins. Don't worry about it. Just ask them like they're another human. And like you guys just did, a little conversation back and forth, just help remember what they said. You know, a little fist bump if you don't shake hands, whatever works. We got it? Yes. Excellent. All right. Now I'm trying to remember. Who remembers what we talked about last week? Raise your hand if you remember what we talked about last. Miles watched the recording, so he knows. What did we talk about, Miles?
Yes, we talked about migration and we talked about the geese.
Talk about the geese. So Miles remembers that they migrate. Anybody else remember something about geese? Anybody else? Not the just people in the class, not us who've already done it. If you remember some other lesson you learned besides, well, first, Miles, actually, what does that mean? We talked about migration. What does that have to do with being a leader?
So the migration, if I recall, they go on a file, and so it's a survival technique, migration. Right?
Yep. And the reason we talked about it is because that's their plan. They have a plan. They get a team plan together, this path that we're going to follow. And then people,
like an architect.
Yep. So if you're on a team, you follow the team's path, not your own path. Like, you don't just say, we're going to do this. You listen to what your team says, and they have this route, and you all agree together, we're going to follow this route. We're going to follow this path. Thank you, Miles. Okay. Anybody else want to share anything they remember about the leadership lessons from geese from last week? Here you go, Alex M. What do you remember? One thing.
They follow their own airways to migrate, like planes do to other places.
Yep, that's the one we just said. Yep, they follow those airways. They did some other stuff. Like, why do they all honk? Anybody know why they're honking in the sky when they're all flying together? Why do they honk? You remember? Are you raising your hand, Molly?
To let them know what direction to go, I believe.
Yeah, to tell them, hey, we're going here, to encourage each other, to communicate with each other. Yeah, they honk at each other, and a lot of it is to encourage each other. How about, do you have another one, Xavier? Do you remember another one? I saw your hand going up.
Fortunately, he would sort of did. Now I think of it, another thing is to basically warn the flock if something's dangerous, like a hunter.
Yeah,
or
they
area
communicate.
predator.
Yep. They honk like that. How about, why do they fly? What happens when they how are they able to all fly together? Like when it's really hard, the wind is blowing and stuff. How are they still able to do that? They do something. They fly a certain way. I'm giving you a hint with my hand pointing together. Somebody who hasn't answered yet. Wait, let's let another person who hasn't answered yet. Like Andy's ready to answer. Andy, why do they do that?
So everyone can see.
Yeah, that's one thing to say, fly like that so you can see each other. Yes, instead of lining up in a row. And also because, what does it have to do with air currents, Andy? Like big, strong winds.
It makes the air go around them.
Yeah, it's like shooting a paper airplane with a point. Like if you try to throw a paper airplane, if it has a mushed up tip, it's not going anywhere, right? But if you make a nice sharp tip at the front, it cuts through the air. And then we also talked about leaders sharing their strengths. I mean, about geese, how they're strong. They use each other's strength to like fight all those big wings and stuff. And then that's where we got about talking about our own strengths. So now we're going to finish.
There was one more thing.
Yeah,
I think we finished with it last week. Does everybody remember what happens if one goose gets hurt or sick?
At least two of them will go down and help them.
Yeah.
Stay there.
Yep, because teams don't leave anyone behind. That's my favorite thing about it.
It is my favorite. That's why I had to bring it up. Yeah, I love that.
So now we're going to finish watching that slideshow. So this next one, you don't have to read anything because this one's a video. We'll make you cry a little. If Dee was here, she'd be sobbing. But it's okay because it ends happy. I'll tell you that.
Lesson
Okay.
9.
So we're gonna
Yes.
all stay on mute. You can stay on mute too, Alex, because we don't have to do anything but watch this video. Ready? And it's called a loyal goose named Juliet. You ready? Have a couple tissues. Don't worry, it's okay. It gets better.
This is a story about a loyal goose named Juliet.
A heartbroken goose has become a permanent fixture in a busy Woodstock parking lot.
Well, the goose partner was struck and killed by an automobile there. Now Caitlin Ross reports she is refusing to leave the lot.
The goose has stood vigil in this parking lot for 3 months. Now business owners are hoping someone knows what to do to help.
It's cute and sweet and heartbreaking all at the same time.
Desiree Stewart says the goose never takes a break, never leaves. She just waits for her mate to come back.
They're way more loyal than we are.
Canadian geese mate for life. Stewart says the whole family of geese nested near the parking lot for years. But late last year, a distracted driver hit the male in the parking lot.
Groundskeeper came and told me that the mate had been hit.
Since then, the female has refused to leave, spending day and night waiting.
For 3 months, the grieving goose wandered the same sidewalk, waiting for her partner to return. Luckily, earlier this month, a local wildlife rescue organization swooped in to save the day. Juliet was brought to a rescue center where she'd receive the love and care she so desperately needed. To the delight of everyone, Juliet was recently introduced to a male goose who had been at the center recovering from a broken wing. Although he can never take the place of her first love, rescuers say she seems pretty happy to have a new friend. The staff at Atlanta Wildlife Rescue say, so far, so good. If they continue to get along, we'll eventually release them together.
All right. Michelle's crying, I know.
That woman in the green shirt that was telling the story in front of the store, that was me on the side of the road sobbing.
Wait, that was you?
No, I'm saying that's what I was like. I was crying, calling Deb, there's a goose on the side of the road. Yeah.
But the thing about that was that it said the top of the lesson 9, it says that you to be a loyal teammate. So what do you think that means if you're on a team? Forget about the geese, okay? Let's just think about us and say that one of our team members keeps I can't even think of something, Michelle. Something they keep coming late. They keep coming late and coming late. And so when they're not here one week, we just start all saying, oh, that Deb is late all the time. That's a good example. Deb is always late. You're like, that shows, what do you think? Does that show that everybody's being loyal if they're talking about me when I'm not? No. Everybody's shaking their heads. No. So what does it mean then? What do you think being loyal means? What you do if you're loyal? Raise your hand. There's no, we're just talking. What do you think it means to be, if you want to be loyal to your teammates, then somebody who hasn't said anything yet, what do you think it means, Tyler? You know what being loyal to people means. What do you think it means?
It means being responsible and being honest to people about it.
Being responsible and honest and being, and not throwing them under the bus. You ever hear that expression where you're like, oh, and Deb, and when they're not there, you just say things about them because they're not there. So
you shouldn't.
You shouldn't, right, Tyler? You shouldn't. You want to always respect the person, like Tyler said, and be, you want to be responsible to the whole team, but you don't want to just throw people under the bus. Be loyal instead, and be like this word faithful, where you like you stick with them, and that goose was pretty loyal. And if somebody's not in your team anymore ever, you still want to stay loyal and not start talking about them like, oh, this person who used to be on our team was a real jerk. She was late for everything. So being loyal is a really important thing to do when you're on a team. So the same thing with the class. Like you don't want to go talking about people that are in the class to anybody else. It has to do with the thing we said about privacy, but also just like respecting everybody else. Because everybody so far has shared some really cool information and ideas and advice. And you want to keep making sure that people are able to do that. And if we start, talking about people badly and we're not loyal, it's going to shut that down. Nobody's going to want to say anything because we're all just kind of like, oh, you never know. She might tell somebody about that if I say it. Does that make sense? All right. Ready for another slide? All right. And you have the notes too, Michelle? All right. So Alex, you want to read the speaker thing?
Alex lost internet. He just called.
Okay,
Yeah.
Michelle. All right, then let's look at this one, and Michelle will tell you what this is.
Lesson 10, tune out the negativity. And the image on this slide shows a goose with water rolling off its back. This example can help teammates remember not to let negative people or distractions prevent them from reaching their goals. You got to tune out that negativity. So you may have heard the expression like water off a duck's back. Water doesn't like soak through. Hang on one second, Xavier. I'm going to let me finish, and then I'm going to ask you what you want. So water doesn't stick to a duck's back. It doesn't soak through. It just falls right off. It just kind of flows right off. So when we use that expression, it's to not let something bother you. Don't let that negative thing stick to you like water on, on someone. Let it flow right off of you. Ducks, very cool, waterproof their feathers to help them float. So once their feathers are protected, it's like the duck is wearing a raincoat. And when you've worn a raincoat, the water just flows right off. It doesn't soak through. So geese do the same thing. Just like their ducky friends, a goose protects its feathers so they don't get soaked. So there's a great lesson to be learned here for every member of your team. But instead of water, you need to stop negative comments from soaking in. In other words, don't let the bullies and the negative Nellies get to you. This can be hard at first, especially when there's so much negativity in the world today. But the less you let other people get under your skin, the easier it will be. And this is a really big thing to learn. This is a life skill, not just a leadership skill. So not reacting to someone's cruel words or comments can also make that person think twice. Okay? Not engaging, just don't let it get to you. And, hopefully they'll stop and think about it. And while it may not stop someone from being quite so nasty, you're not doing it for them. It's for you. Okay. So letting that negativity just flow off of you like water on a goose or a duck's back. This is kind of a big concept. And I want to hear from Xavier first. Did you have something you wanted to say, Xavier?
Yeah, I believe one method to help is basically thanks to the universal law of karma, which in a nutshell is I define as this. Do good things, get good luck. Do bad things, get bad luck. I imagine like if someone would make a mean comment, karma would hit them like because a good example would be like they could actually get into a car crash. Well, I mean, it's like they could.
But I think we're going to go the opposite of that, Xavier. So we don't have to worry about what happens to those people with their, karma.
Yep. What goes around comes around.
But when you respond well, you then invite good things for you. So that's what we focus on is the good stuff for you. So because we can't control what other people do, right? But we can control how we react and how we respond. And when we respond well, then we invite good things for us. So we focus on the positive, right? Yeah.
And even with that, with what you said, Xavier. So like for yourself, you can use that and just remember that I rule, but I think, I don't want the bad karma. If you believe in karma, I mean, not everybody believes in that, but I think it's, believing in being positive to people and you have your own motivation for it. You might be motivated by saying, because I don't want to have bad things happen to me. So it's like it's like this thing called the golden rule. Anybody heard of the golden rule?
Yeah, I'm aware of that golden rule. Treat others like you want to be treated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's the same idea.
The golden rule of life. Oh, wait, sorry for that.
Yeah. All right. So, anybody else have comments about that? Treating others the way you want to be treated? About not letting...
And tuning out the negativity and letting it flow off you like water off a duck's back. Alex, M?
Yeah, like I do the same thing with the tune out to negativity thing. Like whenever I go swimming to the pool, because like the water acts like a meditational cocoon and blanket for me. Because like if I'm having like a stressful day or like I'm concerned about something, I know the water is like warm enough and like wet enough for me to like just like surround myself and just like like tune out what's like making me anxious or like like still like stressed out, and replacing it with like when I get out the pool I'm like heavy and tired and happy.
That's
Yeah,
a
so
good
you find your
analogy.
yeah,
Yeah.
you find your way to tune out the negativity. That's great, Alex.
I saw Kevin doing the you what do you want to say anything about it, Kevin? I saw you being like, yeah, the water flowing off. What do you say when people are negative, Kevin? What do you say to them? What do you do?
Someone's in a bad mood or someone's always saying something that's not nice. What do you do?
You laugh, yeah, like I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah.
Is that what
Back
you're saying?
off.
Yeah.
Back off. Yeah.
Yeah, back off. I don't want to
Yeah.
get close to that mess. Like, don't fall
Yeah.
into people's negative stuff. Because like when one person's negative, it's real easy for a whole bunch of people to be like, oh yeah, you're right. Oh, and everybody starts. There's this word called commiserating, which is where one person's negative and other people are like join in with the negative, and then all of a sudden you're all like, oh yeah, and you have a bunch of and Beal, I love that the way that Alex M just said it, of like you just flow through it, like you just let it all fall off of you, and you just focus on your being positive, like on your being positive, because the negative people, the people that have all that negative, they end up being bullies a lot, and nobody likes being bullied, right? Like we don't do the bully thing.
Mm-mm.
You want to say more, Kev? Say some more.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't
No.
deal with that.
No. Angry.
Keep their anger to themselves.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's different, like stopping and like being someone who's
Also
like,
learning
listen,
how to control it more.
yeah, hang on. Yep. But it's different. Like you could be there for other people if they're having a really hard time, You could, like we said last time, like maybe you can like say, listen, it sounds like you're having a hard day, and maybe you could talk to them, but you don't do it, stop everything right there and change gears so that you're like suddenly become a counselor for the person. You can like talk to them and say, listen, let's talk later. But like Kevin just said, like if they're angry, you don't want to deal with them in a place of anger. You never want to deal with somebody in a place of anger because they're angry. Like you want to let them calm down, and then if they need to talk, you can talk. Anybody else? Are you ready for another slide? Another slide? Okay, I'll tell you what this one is. Oh, Alex, you have your notes? Ready? We're going to do number 11.
Slide number 11.
Here you go.
Slide 14, lesson 11. Respect and embrace the differences. The image on this slide shows different breeds of ducks and geese swimming together. This image illustrates that geese are flock creatures who will also accept others.
So you don't need to read the notes there, Alex, but what do you remember about that? About respecting others, Alex Hubbard. Do you want to tell the class what the heck that means about embracing differences?
Yeah, it's like I say this thing, which is not all great minds don't always think alike. Takes different ideas and styles to make a good team and have we call it diverse, a good mix of different things. You need to understand why someone might see something different from you. Their experiences are different from yours, so you can't be like my way or the highway kind of thing.
So I'm going to give you an example. So it's because geese are like that, like, and you'll see, you don't just see geese by themselves. They're usually like, if there's other birds there, they're like, hey, you cool, you can hang out too. They don't like eat off all the other animals and attack and everything. And we talked about all of our different strengths last week. And I know Nathan is Mr. Technology, but I'm going to tell you guys, Molly knows a lot more about certain technologies than anybody else on the screen, right, Molly? Because you're using it.
Yes, I'm not an expert by any means, but I do use a lot of technology.
So you know how to use it more than the rest of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a strength. And so she just does things a little differently. So we're going to embrace that, because how cool it is to have somebody here who knows how to use some of those things. And none of the rest of us, I mean, Nathan might have some idea, but not like Molly does. So it's really cool. I'm going to tell you another thing. So Gene, you're going to appreciate this, Gene, and Keith will laugh that because he's heard this story 1,000 times. That years ago, I took some friends were on a bowling team, and honestly, I think the reason they invited me is because I was the only one who drove, right? So so we go bowling and they're all on these leagues and everything, and they invite me, and I think I got like a 38, and that was pretty much because I put my shoes on the right feet, right? And then I struck out the whole
Yeah,
game.
that's
So,
right. You
right,
said it
right. So Gene wouldn't, but when you would embrace differences, Gene wouldn't laugh at me for that. Only Keith would. No, he's just laughing because we laugh at it. But you wouldn't make fun of the
we
person for that,
do.
right? But you look at the strength. So I would go to Gene, like we have a whole team here. And Keith said the first week he said bowling strike was his sign, and then last week Gene said bowling isn't one of her strengths. So we have some other bowlers. So I don't need to be a good bowler because I got other people on the team that can do that part. Because we all have differences and we just need to embrace them. Like just think of all the different things that people said. So now would be a really good time since we're talking about strengths and embracing and stuff. Let's hear what Scott's strength is because we did not hear last week. So Scott, tell us your name and what your strength is, buddy.
My name is Scott Hopkins. My strength is playing the drums.
Hear that, Nathan? Nathan was learning the drums, and then what did you go over to, the bass or something?
Yeah, the bass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another kind of same category of like
Same
rhythm
category.
people. Yeah.
Yep.
So we all have these different strengths, and we're going to embrace them. Because the best thing is like if you're leading a team, you never want to turn people down. Like you never want to say, "Oh no, we don't need you because we're all set." Because they always when you meet a new person, they always have a skill that you don't have. Always. Like absolutely always. You could just meet somebody on the surface and you say, "Oh, that person, oh look at that. Oh, Molly uses a wheelchair. She must not have any strengths. She knows how to do the stuff that we don't know how to do." So whenever you meet another person, they have strengths that you don't have. And she's also an active listener, which is a really good strength. So you want to like always look for that and add to your team. Don't take away from it. Ready for another one? Oh, here we go. Ready? I'm going to do this slide. All right, here, because I think it's in the notes, but this slide, because this is cool, because this slide has a whole bunch of different words. It says our differences make us stronger, which is what we were just saying. But on here, those words you see, a lot of those words were words that people put on their application when they said there are 5 different things about them. And the ones that are bigger are because more people said it. So a bunch of us are funny and a bunch of us are helpful. And only a couple of us are beautiful, extroverted, determined, diligent. Like there's a whole bunch of words there. And you're going to be able to see have these slides on the once now that when we're finishing it today, so you'll be able to look at the notes for this, so you'll be able to see all of those words, and you'll also be able to listen to the video that tells you what those words are. But look at all those different strengths, you guys. Loving, faithful, adventurous, kind, practical. They're all different, and we don't all have all of them, but between all of us, we have them, which is really cool. All right, Alex, here comes another one. You're going to do this one. But wait for me to show the animation again because I went to it and now it went away.
Lesson number 12. Share the leadership role. The animation on this slide begins with a lead goose with a sleeping icon above it, followed by 3 teammates. Next, the lead drops back so behind the others, and a new goose takes the lead.
Want to talk about it, Alex?
Yes, it's sort of like you don't want to hog the leadership role to yourself. Like, I'm the leader, I'm in charge, do what I say. That's not good leadership. So if someone has some kind of skill or some kind of ability that you don't have, or they could help, sometimes you have to, like they say, pass the baton or pass the torch, to someone who, it's like when a president steps down finishes his term and then the other one takes over. That's transition of power, leadership,
And remember we showed you the V formation and like I think Andy said it's like so they can see each other, they're in a V formation, but it's also so that they cut through the sky, but it's also when they're flying in a V formation, if you watch the geese, the one that's in the front, when he gets tired, it goes all the way down to the back. It drops off, it goes all the way to the back. Do you know why it goes to the back and not just drops into second place? Why do you think it goes all the way to the back? Alex M, with your aerodynamics and stuff, where's the easiest to fly, Alex M?
Well, I was gonna add another like word for
Well, answer this
like,
one first. Answer this one first. Where is it easiest to fly?
in the back.
In the back, because the wind, because
Yeah.
the drift, it pulls you along. So when you're the leader, it doesn't mean you have to quit the team, but just go back into the team, back. So there's a leader of the first female Speaker of the House, which is actually third in line to be the President of the United States. Just so you know,
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi was the first female to be the Speaker of the House, and she did it for a long time. So she was a long-serving one, and she was that. But she decided she was still in Congress. I don't know. I think she's retiring, but she stayed. But she stopped being the leader because she realized, you know what? It's time for someone younger. And Hakeem Jeffrey on the Democrat, it's like depending who's got the most people in office. But she got somebody a lot younger to take over that position. But she didn't leave. She stayed. She just went into the back. So now when you hear about the Speaker of the House for the Democrats, I mean, the person who's like the top Democrat in the House, it's not Nancy anymore. It's this person named Hakeem Jeffries, because she's still there, but she's not the leader. So she doesn't hog the spotlight. She's just part of the team. But this guy, Hakeem, is the head of the team now. What else were you going to say about it, Alex?
Yeah, I was gonna add another like example and word for like sharing the leadership, like a ship captain, for example, who is in charge of his ship and he's on the wheel, like the helm, and like he shares the wheel with the cadet, the young cadet, by saying, "Take the wheel."
Yep. And sometimes a leader will do that. They'll give somebody in their team like a role, a job to do, and say, "No, I want you to do this job." And that's partly because there's this word delegate, which means you're giving some of your job to somebody else. You don't have to do the whole job. But it's also because they're preparing them so that when they leave, somebody else will know how to be the leader. Because if you're the only one that does all of the stuff, then if you go away, all of the stuff doesn't happen. So it's good to have different people do different things. Ready for another slide? This one is just an extra bonus one that we just have to watch. This says bonus lesson. Geese are brave too. So leaders are brave too. And this is just silly, but these are my geese so you can see them. We interrupt your day to bring you a goose and another goose and another goose. Oh, and my husband too.
Hi. You love me, don't you? You love me.
Gonna eat your feet.
You love me.
Gonna eat your feet.
You love me. You love
He
me.
loves your toes.
Oh,
Mr. Doodle. Oh, baby goose. So we just share that one because geese, they're brave. Like they will go after, they'll eat snakes, and they'll if there's hawks on high, hawks will go after chickens and ducks, but not geese. The geese will protect the other animals from hawks. So they're brave, which is wild because they don't have claws or teeth. They have really strong wings, and they'll use their strong wings, and they're just big. And they're pretty strong, but they don't have any weapon kind of things. Like they're not considered a predator, but they still are brave. And I did that one because my husband and Humphrey are,
working things out.
We're working things out. He's my baby, okay? Humphrey's my baby.
Humphrey bit me. It hurts, okay? Geese can really hurt you. And I think it's so cool how, like you were talking before about how geese are, they accept other kinds of birds into their team. So like Deb has those 3 geese and they live perfectly fine with chickens and ducks. And if anything does come along to hurt those chickens and ducks, those geese will be there and nothing's coming near those chickens and ducks. I promise you, they will defend them. And those big wings and they're scary. Scary. They're so scary, but they're lovable. So lovable.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna just show you one more slide, and Alex, can you just read or Michelle, you read the notes for this one. You have it
All right. All right. Go for Goosey. Leadership lessons from geese.
I think that's the animation because it went like this. It was just this. See?
Oh,
There's
there
an
we
eagle,
go.
and now there's not an
Leadership.
eagle.
Yeah. Leadership lessons from eagles and geese. So the image on the slide is from the 2010 version of this same leadership presentation. It shows a cartoon goose flying next to a flock of 6 geese. The text on the slide says leadership lessons from eagles and geese. When we've shared this presentation in the past, we included both eagles and geese to illustrate different teamwork lessons. We included eagles because people usually associate them with bravery, which is another important leadership quality. But over the years, we decided to skip the eagles and just go with the geese. I get where you're going with this. After all, eagles may be brave, but geese are too, which I think I just told you that. They're very brave. They'll go after anything that threatens their family and their friends. So
just to give you a little history on it, because we've been doing this one for a long time. And like I said, if you go onto the internet and you type in leadership plus geese, you're going to get so many hits. Like you're going to get so many things are like, oh, it means this, it means that, about this and about that. I think there's a mistake in the slide at the beginning description because it says a cartoon goose, but it's a cartoon eagle that disappears. That's why.
Oh, the eagle. I was like, where are we going with this? But then it all came together in the end. So eagles, everybody thinks they're so cool, but really geese is where it's at. That's the bottom line. So says Deb, who is not biased at all.
I'm not at all biased, no.
I think the geese are sort of sweeter looking than eagles. Eagles are
it's not about looks. Really, honestly, eagles are solitary, so it really isn't. Solitary means, Alex,
they're kind of independent. They're not really part of a team.
Yeah,
they're kind of isolated. Whereas geese are a better example of leadership because they're social and they live in groups and families. So I think that's more it. The visual thing is not important, but I think geese are a lot more cool looking, but that's just my personal bias.
Yeah, I think eagles are cool looking too. Yeah, it's not really, it's your personal bias because I mean, it's just the lesson wise, if you want to get the most bang for your buck, talk about geese, not eagles, because people think, oh, eagles are so brave. Yeah, so are geese, you know, and there's more lessons to be had from geese. Do you want Alex M?
Yeah, plus eagles are bigger than geese, and they're more louder because they have a loud screech than geese.
Screechy.
Yeah, I do not think it's more abrasive. Some eagles can be bigger, but some geese can be huge, Alex. Like some geese are huge. They're so big that they don't fly. Some of them, like domestic animals, they don't even fly the way the eagles do because they're just too big. But you're right that in general, like geese you see geese and you see you see them soaring through the sky and dive bombing super strong and stuff. You don't see geese doing that. not by themselves.
Really gotta talk about something. Turkeys are amazing.
Yeah, here we go. So we have a bunch of example. We have a bunch of slides that just say leadership's qualities, because we want to think about different qualities besides just the things we learned about geese. There's a bunch of qualities, like what you might say makes like a good leader. But really, we just want to say, if someone's really a leader, they do certain things. And if someone's not a leader, then they don't do those things. And whether you say like a good leader or a bad leader, you want leaders to have certain skills. And so what we're going to do, I want me to show a couple of them now, Michelle? Yeah.
Yeah, we have like 10 minutes left. And we're going to show you some of these because this is going to be the fun work for this week.
Yes, and we're going to send you a way to do these, to answer these. It's not homework. It's not the kind of thing where you have to get the answer right or wrong, because who knows what the answer is.
When you guys are doing this fun work, you're going to see that some of the questions, it's like, ooh, it makes you stop and think, because you would think it would be very easy to answer. But sometimes it's like, well, what if in this situation, it could be this. And so we have some really good conversations over what we're about to show you. So next week, we're going to have this conversation. As soon as
we'll answer it. We can look at some of them now and to get an idea for And your choices are, so this says a good leader, yes, no, or yes and no. And what your job is going to be is to look at the slides we're going to send you, and you'll be able to look at them and pick. It'll be like you'll be able to interact with your computer and pick, yes, I think so, or no, I'm not, no, or oh yes and no if you think it's a little bit of both. And it kind of comes out to it's just your opinion, meaning like if you pick one, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong. Some of them are absolutely wrong, like the first one we're going to show you, but a lot of them it's up to your opinion. So Michelle, help us do this.
Yeah. So it says on here, a leader believes in equality, and there's a scale, and it has a person using a wheelchair on the left, and then a person sitting with their legs crossed on the right. A leader believes in equality, which means that all people are equal. So is that a good leader? Yes, like no, or yes and no. So
Yeah.
Wait for her to
thumbs up
ask it.
if you think that this is a good leadership quality. Put your thumbs up. That you believe everybody's equal.
I
Okay.
love Eli. Excellent.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up. If you think that this is not a good leadership quality, then you can put thumbs down for no. Or if you think, oh, sometimes yes, sometimes no, you can do 1 up, 1 down. But when you're doing this in the fun work, you just click on one of these to answer it. All right. So yeah, you guys said that's a good leadership quality. Everybody put a thumbs up, and it's true because everybody's equal. So a good leader recognizes that there's equality. All people are equal.
And
Does that make
sometimes,
sense?
yeah, and sometimes the answer is yes. It's obviously you always treat people the same, you guys. Always. There's not any opportunity or time where you're like, well, I'm going to treat you different because you look different. No, you treat people the same. You accept them, and we all have different skills and ways of doing things, but we're all humans, and that's the bottom line. We're all equal.
Yeah.
Kevin has a question.
Oh yeah, Kevin.
Yeah. Up, down.
You think it's up or down? You're not sure how to do it?
Well, why did you have one with one thumb up and one thumb down?
So the question for this one, Kevin, because this doing this exercise gets confusing because sometimes it's like a little bit of both, which might be what you're saying, Kevin. It's like, I don't know, sometimes it's up and down. Let me show you another slide, and then that'll help you see what I mean. That sometimes it's going to be like this, which might be what Kevin is saying, and if not, you can tell us. But here, the next one says, here's a good one that says, a leader asks questions. So again, this is what we mean, Kevin, of like, if you think yes, a leader asks questions, you say, yeah, a leader asks questions. If you think, no, they're a leader, they don't ask questions, then you say down. If you think sometimes yes, sometimes no, then you do like Kevin said, where you say up and down. So what do you think? Raise your hands if you think leaders ask questions. Thumb up if you think it's a leaders ask questions. So, yep, people are doing that. Okay, now put your hand. What do you think? And if you can't do your thumbs up, your hands up and down, then you could raise an arm or something if you want. Or you can tell us what works for you. Like Molly had Eli do it for her. But which I love teamwork. But so what do you think that I should ask again? If you think that leaders ask questions, again, give us the thumbs up if you think, yeah, leaders ask questions. Right? Okay. Now if you think no, leaders shouldn't ask questions because you're a leader, then go like that. No, we don't think they ask questions. Any no's? You guys are smart. Okay, how about yes and no? Maybe sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Yeah. Is that what you meant, Kevin? Yeah, yes, up and down he's going, yeah, sometimes, not always. Yeah. Is that what you mean? Yeah?
That what your question was?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit of both. Yeah. He's right.
Yep.
He's right. And this is an example. Why do you think that's an example? Who wants to tell us why sometimes they do, sometimes they don't?
Someone in
Anybody
the
else
class.
said anything yet? What do you think, Nathan? Why do sometimes leaders ask questions and sometimes they don't?
One example I can give is if they don't know something, or if they want to find out if someone else knows something too.
And Molly, were you going to say something? Was that you?
Yes. Depends on the situation and how you're leading, because I ran a group last night that I work for Ocean State Center for Independent Living, and I leaded the group, but I sometimes ask questions of the group so I can tailor to them, but sometimes I just make the decisions.
Yes, that's a beautiful answer. When you're a leader, you learn these skills, and sometimes sometimes, like Molly just said, sometimes you ask the group a question. You ask if there's, ask questions because you want to get them involved. You don't want to just keep spitting all the information at them. You want to ask them, and because people know more stuff than they realize. Like all of you know more of this stuff than you realize. Like it's just it just takes a little while for us to talk about it and figure out like which is what. But you got to give the group a chance to answer, because if you only feed them all the answers, if you always answer every question, then they're not going to learn anything about how to answer the questions for themselves. And you're going to miss out on what they might know that you don't know. So you always want to, like Molly said, it depends on the situation. It depends. Like sometimes you only have a little bit of time, so you don't want to ask the questions. You want to say, listen, this is so important that I just need to tell you what it says. And sometimes you want to ask people, what you got any questions? What are your questions about this? Or I have a question. What do you guys think about that? So Nathan and Molly both, like they said, it depends. Like, it's a yes or no kind of thing. Anybody else want to say anything about that one? Or you want one more example?
I was just gonna say the same thing, Molly said. It's important as a leader to know the answers, but but also to ask your constituents. I don't know if that's the word. Ask your
team. Your team is not
yeah.
your constituent. Yeah. If you're an elected official, it's your constituent.
So
yeah.
but ask your too much at the State House. But anyway, ask your team what they think, so you can be a team. You can be a team together.
The only thing about that is that do you think that a leader has to know all the answers? Raise your hand if you. Well,
not at all.
Wait. What we want to try to do is let everybody answer questions. But he knows. But yeah, because you had said
thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah. Because a leader should.
Does a leader need to know all the answers? What do you guys?
What
think?
does everybody else think?
Up, thumbs down or up and down?
We got thumbs going down.
We got a lot of thumbs going down. No, because the leader doesn't,
Molly,
right?
you could just do your eyes up and down, Molly. Just go down. I think that's what you were doing, but yeah, the thumbs coming down. Yeah, you don't have to. That's the thing. That's why we have a team. If we knew all the answers, why would we need anybody else? Right? I mean, you can just do it all yourself.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to say anything about it?
Kevin does.
Oh, I saw it moving. Go ahead, Kevin.
Put your hand sideways. It's in the middle.
Oh,
yeah, that's a good
like
idea.
that.
Yeah. I like that.
That's kind of better than the up and down, which is hard.
Yeah.
You do thumb sideways. Thumb sideways.
That's true.
No, that's really good, Kev. We'll have to remember
That is good,
one.
Kevin.
Yes. Yeah. See? Everybody has something to contribute. See that? Uh-huh.
Awesome. So when is this fun work going to be on the class page?
It is we're probably going to send you, we'll put a link to the homework on the fun work on the class page. We'll also send it to you directly just in case, that's easier that way. But it's going to open up a kind of a game for you. So it won't be boring. It would be a game, but it's going to tell you what the question is. And then you just pick, like you say yes or no, or like Kevin said, a little in between up and down.
Yeah.
I already made the thumb up and thumb down graphic though, so I'm not redoing it.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry,
we don't have to redo it. So it's up and down.
But
Yeah.
I love that. You can just do thumbs middle, like Kevin said, because it's a little bit of both. Yeah, I love that. And you can do that. I love that. Yeah. So you'll get that.
It's a really fun work. It'll get you thinking about some things. And we want you to do it before next Wednesday, because when we come together again, we're going to talk about some of those answers with you guys. So Alicia, you have a question?
Well, what if there's two of us and we have different answers?
That's great. Then you have a conversation, but you each want to do it yourself. So you can help Kevin do it, and then he can help you do it.
You mean we do it, click on it twice, two different times?
Yes, because you'll all be able to put your name in. So you're not Kevin and Alicia. You're Alicia and he's Kevin. So you would do it once with your name, and then he would do it once with his name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Alex.
Just want to let people know that if you miss your homework or if it's incomplete, no excuses. Don't say like, "Oh, the online goose ate my homework and flew."
The online goose. But
that's awesome.
Right. And all you have to do though is try. And I think I will add another box that just says, "I don't know." And if you're not sure, just click that box. If you're not sure, don't worry, because other people might know the answer. Somebody else will. And again, this is your opinion of what do you think is that makes a strong leader. Like a leader does this, a leader doesn't do that. I think a leader does this. And we'll also have time next week. So we'll look at them next week together to figure out what do we think this all is. We'll have some good conversation about it. Come ready to talk and ready to frame yourself right there in the middle of the screen. And there'll be a time after. We'll also ask people at the end if you can think of other leadership qualities that you think this would be a good quality too, and you don't see it. So if you don't see it on the list, if you don't see it in the quiz game, you can just tell us next week. There's another one I've got. And if you get your homework and you're like, I have no idea how to do this, Alex or Keith or Scott, we have people that will meet with you to help you do it, right? And Dee's not here, so we'll make her be the person because she's not here. No. But people, we can help you.
Just respond to the email that we send out with the fun work and say, I need help. And we will make sure that we hook you up with somebody that can help. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Forgot
all
to
right.
do,
I think you're going to have fun
I
with
forgot
it.
to
though.
do
I
last
love
week's.
That's okay. I love that you said that. That's okay.
Yeah.
If you forget to do one, then go back and look at it. I mean, last week's was just to look at the recording, and we always, so you might always want to just check the recording because the recording has more stuff in it than we go over in class. The recording has like links. If we mention like a link, like the recording, both of the recordings. Some of the recordings have.
See you guys next Wednesday.
See you next Wednesday. Some of the recordings have like if you miss a class, like Miles, we put a little commercial in there for Miles. So if you miss a class, there'll be a little commercial for you. And they have links. They have things like you can click here to get this thing we talked about. So it's just they've got all kinds of information. Or just check out the class page because there's the game. These two games. There's a game from last week that we played is there. This game will be up there. The slides for it, the file for it. So woohoo!
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
So we will see you guys next Wednesday. Have fun doing that fun work. All right.
Thank you.
Ask
Bye.
for
Thanks,
anything
guys.
else. No pressure for the fun work, like Alec. Just try it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a wrap. See you next week. Wednesday, February 25th, 1 to 2:30 p.m.
Produced by Advocates in Action, Rhode Island. Copyright 2026. Remember, nothing about us without us.